I'm not looking for a guy who's going to take care of me, but oh my God, that I'll have to take care of.
Okay, good. I have all the information I need. Let's go.
Where?
It's a surprise. Maybe show you something fun.
Okay.
You got stuff. You took all my change your shoes and that's what you picked.
What are we doing at Dad's store?
Something you just need to see.
Cleaning crew?
I told you there was a surprise. Is one of these guys named Strip?
Is that right?
He took a job as a night janitor for minimum wage. His dad was his boss. Tell me like that.
Anyway, said he didn't like it.
Coming up tonight on The Zone with referee Rich.
It's a familiar song in West Central Pennsylvania. Everybody loves Curve baseball. And today, we're going to talk all about Curve baseball. It's the 25th anniversary of Mike Kessling and Nate Paul with the Altitude Third. And join me, we're going to talk about everything Curve. We're going to talk about some promotions, and we're going to talk about baseball in general. That's today, here on The Zone.
Watch The Zone, presented by Champion Roofing, Friday at noon or after Fox 8 News at 10.
Make a move in the most electrifying unmanned yet. Like the CRV and Improved, the built-to-hybrid powertrains designed for more responsive performance. The more advanced tech. When you drive a Honda, you're driving the 2022 Kelly Index KBB.com Best of the Year. Get moving and find a Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Say one thing, do another. Honesty or dishonesty, if you will. Loyalty. That's how some WWE talent right now feel about Vincent Kennedy McMahon after the company was sold this past week following WWE WrestleMania 39. As the WWE and UFC now have officially merged with Endeavor. We talked all about that on Monday, so be sure to check out that. But in the meantime, thanks for tuning in and watching tonight. But reportedly, that's how WWE talent right now feels about Vince. Basically maneuvering his way back to the top. I mean, I get, yes, it was his company. He was sort of forced to retire last summer. Cancel culture strikes again, but it's also Vince McMahon. You can't keep him down for very long. And he's back. The company was sold this past week once again. A merger with UFC and the WWE under Endeavor. New company name still to be determined. It will be one company, two entities though, in which they'll be allowed to do as they please, as they have for years on end. As Ari Emanuel and Vince McMahon will be at the top, and then you have Dana White and not Tony Khan, but Nick Khan in charge. And then, of course, Triple H, for what it's worth, in charge of WWE Creative. As Vince said in the interview, announcing the sale, the merger this past week, that if, he'd be involved with creative, yes and no. Yes in the main big things, but no for in the weeds, as he stated. But reportedly, Monday Night Raw was all in Vince's vision, if you will, with what happened on Monday night for the most part. So we'll see what happens tonight on Friday Night SmackDown. Who honestly knows who's in charge, who's running this, who's running that? Only time will tell. Triple H going to address the WWE Universe as he did on Raw this past week. Once again tonight on SmackDown, so we'll see it. He has to say. Probably going to be the same spiel he gave us then. So over the next couple hours, I'll have SmackDown. This is a Friday Night SmackDown after WrestleMania 39, and these are in fact my live watch-along reactions live right here on YouTube. So thank you for tuning in and watching. As always, I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cohen Luke 96. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. The thumbs up button. Share hashtag WWE, hashtag WWE Raw, hashtag WWE NXT, hashtag SmackDown, hashtag WrestleMania, hashtag WrestleMania 39, as that's now officially in the books. But this will be the SmackDown after Mania, if you will. Hashtag that as well. Chat questions and comments, super chat, super stickers, super likes, super thanks. Always greatly appreciated. On top of all that, as once again, this video is powered by Rogue Energy. Be sure to get your favorite energy and hydration flavors in can or tub form, shakers, and Rogue merch at the link in the description below. Be sure to use the code, as it says behind me, Luke, that's Luke 123, for 10% off. Links in the description below for social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Red subscribe button, notification bell next to it, so you can stay up to date live right here on YouTube. So, SmackDown about to begin. They're still out on the West Coast before they make the trek back east, and then we'll be on the road to WWE Backlash. Officially now less than a month away, as it's April the 7th. Backlash will be May the 6th. So 4 weeks technically from tomorrow, WWE Backlash, and we'll see what they have in store for us then. But this is SmackDown after WrestleMania 39. Got a singles match in the main event. I believe also a tag team and a six-man tag, if I'm not mistaken, as well. We'll see how much that, of course, changes, along with what Triple H has to say. If it's going to be the same thing he said Monday night on Raw, or if it's a little bit different, if it is the same, and then read between the lines, the WWE is still going to be the same as it's been. Well, which WWE as it's been? The one that's been under Triple H control the past, almost 12 months now, or the one that we've, seen with Vince in charge for, 40 plus years to this point. But in the meantime, then now, forever together, WWE. We'll have to see. Only time will tell once again. So, once again, then, now, forever together. WWE. But Michael Cole, Bad News, Wayne Barrett on commentary. And they're actually going to give us a WrestleMania 39 video package highlighting what happened at the show of shows this past weekend, the showcase of the Immortals as they went Hollywood for WrestleMania 39 as a two-night event, as it will be seemingly now every year, as it's been now for 4 consecutive years, and the new normal as we'll be on the road now to WrestleMania Extra Large, WrestleMania 40 next April. Officially 1 year away. That'll be April the 6th and April the 7th. So officially 365 days from now at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll be beginning night 2 of WrestleMania 40. Be sure to keep an eye out for upcoming videos I might add in the meantime. But yeah, we're on the road to WWE Backlash next month, less than a month away from that. But on the road to WWE WrestleMania 40, 1 full year from today. As they said, they're going to have a couple of surprises. It really wasn't anything major, compared to, what we've seen in the past. Yeah, WrestleMania is WrestleMania, as I said then, though. Seemingly, for whatever reason, maybe it was just me, the buzz entering the weekend, it just, wasn't the same magnitude as it's been in the past couple of years, I thought. But the 13 matches they'd advertised, it turned into 15, 16 total, the add-ins. There was really still only, a handful, 5, 6, maybe 7 good matches. Everything else was just there, it felt like. Some, for the most part, too, just put together for the hell of it. There's always going to be somebody left out, too. So we'll see what they have in store for those individuals moving forward now as they continue to show off this 5-minute opening video package highlighting WrestleMania from last weekend, in which we went over results on, last weekend on Saturday and on Sunday and on Monday Night Raw after Mania as well. So we're not going to get into that tonight, unless we absolutely need to. This will be the final time we'll be seeing this. It's a good show, but as with WrestleMania, you always remember the moments rather than the whole entire show anyway. I don't think this past year's WrestleMania from last weekend's really, stacking up from a few that we've seen the past couple of years. Yes and no to an extent. It just depends on which way you want to look at it with this match or that match. Always exciting, but and then once again had its moments. But I thought both main event matches were the best matches of the weekend. Intercontinental Championship right behind it, and then you can't go wrong with Hell in a Cell. And then talk about the Raw after Mania. There really wasn't anything major that happened this past Monday night on Raw either. I mean, the first, I thought, hour and a half, hour 45 minutes of the show was pretty good. The filler matches in between, in the meantime, they got to figure that out, as mentioned. But then it really dipped for a half hour before it picked back up some steam to close out the show. And then, of course, with what happened then, of course, right before the tag team match, Brock Lesnar turning on Cody Rhodes and seemingly setting up a feud for some time down the line. But there's the spear and the 1, 2, 3, and Roman Reigns still your undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion, defeating the American Nightmare. And he's nearing 1,000 days. Let's see what they have in store for the Tribal Chief. Hashtag SmackDown after WrestleMania. They're in where they had tent cities a couple years ago in Pacific Northwest in Portland, Oregon. Let's see what they do to start off the show here. It's going to be Sheamus and the Brawling Brutes. It's Fight Night on Friday Night SmackDown. It is National Beer Day, I might add, along with National Beaver Day. And we are not far from Oregon State. But it'll be a 6-man tag to kick off SmackDown here tonight. Sheamus took on Drew McIntyre, who took the pin. And then Gunther retaining his Intercontinental Championship. There they show off Triple H on SmackDown tonight. Obviously not kicking off SmackDown like he kicked off Raw. Probably being an hour or so now at the 9 o'clock hour, because that's your main event. Sami Zayn, Jey Uso. They actually just fought a couple weeks back, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, continuing the Bloodline feud with the former honorary Uso, who's now one half of the Undisputed Tag Team Champions, with Sami KO, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn defeating the Usos at WrestleMania. And now here comes Gunther, Walter, and the rest of Imperium. So, a 6-man tag to kick off SmackDown. I doubt, I know for sure, for certain, this first hour of a 2-hour SmackDown will not be commercial free like it was on Raw this past week. Even though, it was okay. A half-hour segment from Triple H to Roman Reigns to Cody Rhodes. There's also a tag team match still to come tonight. Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar taking on Rey's son and Dominic Mysterio and Damian Priest the Judgment Day. So, yeah, I thought so. We were going to get a singles match in the main event, a tag team match, and a 6-man tag. So that's correct. And then Triple H, of course, still to come. So nothing's really changed yet from what's been advertised, because that's the rewrite right before the show starts, or while the show's ongoing, I might add, as seemingly happened this past week. But we'll see what happens here. Now, Raw's 3 hours, so for a big show like that, they can go commercial free. SmackDown's 2 hours, even though Raw should probably be 2 hours, but it won't be because of the commercial money, the advertisement money. Bell rings, match number, here we go. Hashtag SmackDown, 6-man tag. The Brawling Brutes taking on Imperium. I got Pete Dunne, Butch, and the Da Vinci Code. But, yeah, they'll give this 15, maybe 20 minutes. Probably get a commercial break here shortly. About 10 after. Well, probably already is 10 after yet. 5-minute fucking opening video package. So we'll still get a commercial break here shortly. Come back. Probably have a bro kick. Probably have a bro kick for the finish. And bet you any money the Brawling Brutes are going to win this, because Gunther can afford to lose the 6-man tag. You know, it ain't a singles match. It ain't a championship match. They're kind of title. Yeah, or it'll end up with no DQ. The Butch character, we'll see how much longer that sticks around. Sheamus must, along with Gunther, McIntyre must have drank a little too much of the Mike's Harder lemonade, but they must like it for their matches. Once again, sponsored by, as this video is brought to you by Rogue Energy. Luke123 for 10% off, link in the description below. But hashtag SmackDown, trending #1 in the United States, I might add as well. Shop at the troops for your service. As we got Sheamus from Ireland, Gunther from Germany. And the rest also from international countries, I might add, but neither here nor there right now. Stomp to the back of the arm. There's two guys standing front row trying to get a chant going. Everybody else is sitting down. This crowd is dead to start the show. Gunther and Sheamus trying to... Yeah, there's a distraction. And then Imperium using it to their advantage. Vertical superplex in the middle of the ring. Sheamus was like not even trying to get the ref's attention. They're just, him and Gunther were staring at each other. Now they're chasing them down. 6-man tag going to continue on Friday Night SmackDown. And they'll go to commercial break. They fade to black, and we'll get back to the action shortly. So, just as always, once again, thanks for tuning in and watching. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. And, yeah, with a 6-man tag kicking off SmackDown, still to come. A tag team match with Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar taking on the Judgment Day's Dominic Mysterio and Damian Priest, after Rey literally whipped his son's ass at WrestleMania last weekend, picking up the win with a 619. But then also still to come, the main event, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso one-on-one. We'll see how that finishes. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of talking point out of it. With something happening. We'll see. Reigns ain't advertised, but I'm not going to be surprised if he shows up and, tries to spear Sammy, or Owens gets involved and it misfires, and, Jay gets taken out. I don't know where Jimmy's going to be at. Maybe he gets involved as well, along with the wise man, Paul Heyman. But then, of course, Triple H also on SmackDown tonight. So, we'll see just overall how the show is. There's a lot of talk, of course, coming out of Monday Night Raw. Even though I thought it was a good show, some people thought it was, bad. It was good for an hour and a half or so. And then, like I said, it went downhill after that before it picked back up to end. And then, yeah, all eyeballs on what happened in the main event. So like I said, then you just can't have somebody win right off the bat. They got a story to tell, and if they're going to have Cody eventually finish the story, as they had said over the weekend, and as I said too, even before they said this, go back and timestamp it out. It's only a chapter. It's only one part to, the overall. It's because it's storytelling. The overall big picture to what they're trying to do. Because it's their company, they're still going to do what they want, even with the sale, the merger now. There's not going to be any crossover with the UFC. There might be promotional situations, promotionally, but nothing in ring or in the octagon. That's just not going to happen. Even though more so than not, yeah. If Brock would want to fight, he's going to fight. But everybody else, no. It just, it's not going to work. You're going to risk, and I get you got to risk, to get a good reward every once in a while, but you're going to risk and then probably not get the reward, if that makes sense. Because it's just not going to work out. We talked all about that on Monday before Raw. That's why that stream was, longer than the actual show. This stream tonight, I get AEW's on tonight with a Rampage. It's a live Rampage for the first time in forever. They'll have Battle of the Belts on afterwards. But we're not going to be watching that tonight. We're just going to watch SmackDown coming out of WrestleMania here. SmackDown after Mania, see where they go, and then we'll go from there. Plan was this week to watch a lot of wrestling, but after WrestleMania weekend, as long as that is, and then into the week, yeah, sometimes you gotta take a breather and relax. And here we are again, a little more content in the future. But from WrestleMania last weekend on Saturday and Sunday, had the Raw after Mania. Even with on Tuesdays, you have NWA, you have WWE NXT, along with Major League Wrestling. AEW's on Wednesday night for Dynamite. On Thursdays, you have Ring of Honor under AEW's umbrella with TNA Impact and New Japan Pro Wrestling. And then, Friday nights here we have SmackDown and then Rampage, and they have the Battle of the Belts this weekend. This will be the last Rampage that's live until summertime. So I guess take it in while you can. Everything else is going to be, spoiled, leaked out Wednesday nights after Dynamite, as it normally is. They have 52 Dynamites, 52 Rampages. All Dynamites are live, but there might be a handful of Rampages throughout the year that are actually live. Everything else is pre-taped. And then, of course, if there's a pay-per-view on the weekend, we have coverage of that too. But we're just watching SmackDown tonight, so just once again, thanks for tuning in and watching. In the meantime, after I said all that, we're back from break, and the six-man tag team continues. That Stu on the camera in front row. But yeah, six-man tag, Brawling Brutes Imperium on Friday Night SmackDown, the blue brand for WWE, following what we saw on the red brand, the WWE on Monday Night Raw after Mania this past Monday night, and cover 1, 2, and a kick out. A double triple team. Good one, Michael Cole. A double triple team on the slide. Who the hell's legal in this match to begin with? It looks like Rich Holland and Gunther, if I'm not mistaken. Nice big chop, sending him on his way. And Sheamus gets kicked ringside. There's a drop kick into the corner. Power bomb, cover, 1, 2, and a breakup. So match continues. Big boot. A sharpshooter in the tap. Or is he going to break somebody's neck? Here comes Sheamus trying to tag in. Yeah, tag made. Sheamus and Gunther one-on-one in a six-man tag here, back and forth with boos and yays, with the forearms and chops. Into the ropes they go, off the ropes now. Big clothesline. And a running power slam. And now Sheamus has Gunther on the ropes, and we're going to count. Chops. Forearm punches to the chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And he'll end it with 10, it looks like. We don't have time to do like 28 or 30 of them, however how many he did on during their Intercontinental Championship Triple Threat match at WrestleMania last weekend. Suplex. And then they are back to punching and kicking each other. He's going to reverse that. Here comes white noise. Sheamus with Gunther on his back. Yep. Cover. 1, 2. And then a kick out. All right, match continues. And then a Pele. They're going home. That's a botch, but they made it work over the top rope. Not as bad as what we've seen in some women's matches recently. There's the clothesline. Butch going up top now, and a moonsault ringside right in front of the announce table. But back in the ring, Sheamus here with a brogue kick. No. Knee to the face instead, actually. Now here comes a brogue kick. And, yeah, Brawling Brutes are going to win this because Gunther and Imperium can afford to lose. Here comes a brogue kick. Fella. 1, 2, 3. And the Brawling Brutes defeat Imperium to kick off Friday Night SmackDown. Crowd's a little bit more in it now. They seemingly dead at the start, but show us some replays from Kevin Dunn's office. Nobody's been talking about him surprisingly recently, so I figured I'd give him a name drop. But brogue kick for the win as expected, 1, 2, 3, and that does it. So switching gears now, says Michael Cole. What's up, buddy? What's up, big dog? Now Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes from this past week. The attack before the tag team match that never happened. They're going to give us a highlight of that up next on SmackDown as they'll go to commercial break once again. So we'll get back to the action shortly. And he goes to WWE Shop commercial. As we were led into SmackDown, as we normally are, from Tim the Tollman Taylor, along with him being Buzz Lightyear. But from there to Celtic Warrior picking up a win. SmackDown's underway, so we'll see what happens. I'll leave it at that. Just once again, thanks for tuning in and watching. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to social media. Links in the description below. Recap from Raw last Monday. Cody coming out to Roman after Triple H kicked off the show as they show a recap of what happened at WrestleMania. Of course, Reigns winning, staying champion. And then that, of course, led to the start of Raw, and then the tag team match that was made before then. I mean, it was a surprise Lesnar is Cody's opponent, or partner, excuse me, taking on their opponents of Roman Reigns and so Sikoa Bloodline. But, right before the match started, Cody wanted a rematch, but Brock, right before the tag team main event match started on Raw, turning on Cody Rhodes and beating him up for 10 minutes and then flipping off the camera, and that's that. And for that stipulation and Brock to come out, I mean, it does make sense because he's already fought Roman. Roman's already beat him, so, Lesnar doesn't need another title opportunity, another title shot, another title match. It was a shock Brock came out because it was like, all right, who the hell is he going to be? And then it didn't make sense, but then it made sense. And then, as I called it right before it actually happened, go check that out too if you don't believe me, later on Night on Raw. I said, what if Brock would turn on Cody or Cody would turn on Brock? I didn't think it happened, pre-match or before the match started as they were giving introductions. Maybe, to screw him over at the end of the match to set up something that way. But no, even before the match started, just F5, suplex, and just a beat down, and then Lesnar flipped everybody off. It's a way to write him off. It's a way to, start a feud with Cody Rhodes. Get Cody over even more because Cody's going to beat Brock then too in due time. And then continue to, build the story, write another chapter, finish the story at whatever time they're having finished the story, if you will. They used Brock to get Roman over. They're going to use Brock to get Cody over. So people are going to be pissed one way or another. Who gives a shit, Because once again, they're going to do what they want. We're as big of a problem as anybody. If we really want them to know how we feel, we want to attend, we want to watch, but yet here we are, So if you want, drastic change, fill in the blank, that's sort of what you got to do. Because they're going to do what they want, because it sells. They're a fucking business. They just sold for $9.5 billion with a B dollars, okay? So it's like you can't be two-faced about it either. You can't. You either gotta, see how it is and own up to it, or just not fucking worry about it. You just can't. But people are gonna bitch one way or another. It's life. Paul Heyman backstage with Caleb Braxton, Solo by his side. Ladies and gentlemen, no booing at Paul Heyman as they continue to boo him. Does Heyman have any idea why Lesnar did what he did? No, why would he? He's the wise man to the tribal chief. He's not the advocate to the beast anymore. But that's why Reigns was even asking Heyman before the tag team match was supposed to start in the main event, before it never did because of what happened with Brock beating up Cody. Like, hey, did you know anything about this? No, like, why would I? But yeah, the big dog, tribal chief who sits at the table, who we should, at this point, have all acknowledged. He's still on God mode. He's still WWE Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion. And Roman Reigns is approaching 1,000 days. That'll be when they go to Saudi Arabia. Here come the Usos. That's just Jey Uso, no Jimmy. Main event, Jey Uso in the main event tonight against Sami Zayn. Jimmy's not here tonight, they say. Tribal Chief wanted him to stay at home. He's probably fucking standing right there next to him. I don't think they have any house shows this weekend, though, so he might not be there for all we know. Doesn't really matter. It's just the storytelling. That's what professional wrestling is. It's about the storytelling. Roman's on the island of relevancy all by himself, and rightfully so. Now, Solo is the one problem. That is a sick t-shirt I might add. It's a nice design. We the ones, throw them up. Business. Alright. Jay solves the Sammy problem. Or you, as Heyman looks to Solo, solve our problems tonight. So, one and only, here comes Ricochet. Wonder what the hell this is. This is an add-in already. Wasn't anything advertised, I don't think, with Ricochet, if I'm not mistaken. And if Ricochet is coming out, the monster among men, the monster of all monsters, Braun Strowman should be coming out too. Unless they're going to split them and, you know, send them on their way, do singles. More contrast and style, says Michael Cole. What match do we have coming up? Ricochet in singles action. Looks like he's in the ring by himself. If Strowman would have been coming out with him, they would have waited together to walk out. Ricochet and Ivar, the Viking Raiders, with Valhalla, Sarah Logan. That'll be up next on SmackDown. So, yeah, David versus Goliath, if you will. And a commercial break, so we'll see what happens, but leave it at that. That's what's going on SmackDown right now. Just thanks once again for tuning in and watching.
Thanks, TV Dad. We'll think about it, okay?
Look what I found.
I wish TV Dad was always in charge.
Listen to your TV Dad. Privacy switches save the progressive simply $700 on average.
If these payments aren't made, they will repossess the property. So we're 2 turns on without a bid. Preach your always big. Hasn't stepped in the ring in over 10 years. Last time I saw him, he looked like Superman. This ain't no beauty contest.
At Domino's, we are obsessed with delivery, and we hate seeing other guys deliver something for us. So we took crispy, golden,
And look at them. It's the toppings. Domino's new loaded tops are made to be delivered.
Pizza tough. What else could be better than that?
Keep it up with your fire, you. Don't miss the Pulse County World Cup.
You're outside, take pictures. I look.
Stay on Fox. Got a special episode of Never Watch. Make your first move with battery power. Made by Steel. Right now, save $50 on the FSA 57 battery trimmer. Real Steel. Find yours.
Everything Breaks is a new kind of auto protection plan that gives you more. You gotta have a protection plan, or you'll be paying the huge cost of auto repair on your own. Some plans charge you $150 a month, but for less than $1 a day, Everything Breaks can protect you from crippling auto repair bills that you can't afford. Call the number on your screen now. screen. Call now to join the millions of satisfied customers and start saving thousands on your repair bills.
Call 800-280-1457 or visit everythingbreaks.com. Coming up tonight on The Zone with referee Rich.
It's a familiar song in West Central Pennsylvania. Everybody loves current baseball. And today, we're going to talk all about current baseball. It's the 25th anniversary. Mike Kessling and Nate Bellamy, the outfield authority, join me. We're going to talk about everything good. We're going to talk about some promotions, and we're going to talk about baseball in general. That's today here on The Zone.
Watch The Zone, presented by Champion Roofing, Friday at noon or after Fox 8 News at 10.
WrestleMania goes Hollywood. Some more highlights from last weekend. Same graphics they used on Raw. Like I said, it was a good show, but as always, could have been better. So Ricochet's been out in the ring for a good, couple minutes now. They would have cut the music, ran, some promo material as they do if you're there, and then kickstart the music back up before. Here come the Viking Raiders. Just Ivar of the Viking Raiders with Valhalla by his side. Wonder what Eric has to think about that. Of course, because he is actually literally married to her in real life. Eric is not Ivar. Eric's not here. Neither is Braun Strowman. Well, that doesn't mean they won't come out. Of course, these two were in the Fatal 4-Way Men's WrestleMania Showcase match they had last weekend, which was won by the Street Profits. They then got their match against the new Tag Team Champions on Raw this past week. So there's that. But she comes out barefoot. I didn't know that. Unless she just started it tonight. Yeah, she walks out barefoot. Of course, she's not wrestling. She's just manager. But Ivar against Ricochet. Somehow, some way, I'd have to think both Strowman and both Eric of the Viking Raiders, they're going to come out, they're going to interfere. They might not, though, but somehow, some way, Ricochet finds a way to win this. She might get thrown out. She might get involved. See about, how the ref wants to play it, but suicide dive through the ropes, they catch him, and Ricochet into the side of the ring, and then a crossbody on the apron as well. And they're lucky that's the LED side, because if that was the normal, cloth barricade, and then you have a post on the end, a post in the middle, and a post on the other end, they would have been sliding underneath the ring right now. That's Titus-esque on a crossbody rather than tripping and falling. Very well could have done some damage. Still could have done damage if they would have broke the LED board, for God's sakes. Some upcoming live events. Like I said, they're going to be staying out west for a little while before they work their way back east. They'll be in Cornhusker country for SmackDown next week. But springtime, Culture Ball Spring Games underway. Spring Ball. Be sure to shuck some husk within the next 7 days before SmackDown, or during SmackDown next week. There's a roll through, trying to roll him up, but no. There's a knee off the ropes, half-ass knee at that, off the ropes again, and then a drop kick. All right, they had to get camera angle on that. I don't think he got all of it. Now he's going to try to pick him up. Talk about strength. And then off the ropes, lands it once again, but then a kick and a cover, 1, 2, and a kick out. All right, match continues. They're going to go home here. Ivar is going to go up top. He's going to miss because Ricochet is going to move out of the way. But Ricochet is going to get up there with him. Yeah, Ricochet is going to get up there with him, it looks like. Maybe a vertical superplex out of the corner with these two. Some punches to the back. Ricochet holding on just barely the ropes. And then, oh shit. All right. Now he's going to go up top for a splash. Well, DVR's already set the tape, Michael Cole. We'll see what the number is, whether it's 630, 420, 1, 2, 3. And Ricochet picks up the win. So no interference. Ricochet still wins. It was a decent match. Basic. It wasn't anything, mind-blowing, spectacular. Just, hey, go out and show out. Just go out and have a match. Do what you want, and that's what they did. Ricochet picks up the win. Now we go backstage. There's Kevin Owens staring at the tag team championship. Sami Zayn walks up. Yeah, you're staring at the titles. No. I was staring at mine earlier today too. It's all right. They're the undisputed tag team champions. Big opportunity. Great chance to put the Bloodline story to bed. It's been almost a year since Sami joined the Bloodline. Be a year next week on SmackDown. And then he turned into the honorary Ooze because it got Oozy, and then one thing led to another, and here we are. What Owens is saying is true, but Sami doesn't know how to get past this. They want to talk? Yep. Bloodline crumbling. Roman's still champ. Sense of obligation. Owens ain't having any of it still. So there's tension with the new tag team champions, which once again with them as a tag team together. Yeah, it makes it worse. Owens doesn't understand what Sami, is trying to get out of this now. Owens is saying it's a bad idea. So we'll see if, hey, I told you so afterwards or not. But, you know, they fought against each other, fought together, fought against each other again, and now back together. And Owens was like, hey, you said I was right, but then, you know, like, Sammy's going back on his word. Now here's Raquel Rodriguez. She was in the Fatal 4-Way Women's Tag Team match at WrestleMania. The Women's WrestleMania Showcase. Now here comes Liv Morgan, so they're going to keep these two together as a tag team. So a tag team match scheduled for one fall. This will get us to 9 o'clock. Yeah. And then Triple H, and then we'll go from there. And what? Okay. They're going to face Natalya and Shotzi Blackheart, who were also in that tag team match at WrestleMania. So, another commercial break. I've seen a lot of those tonight. And, talk about hot times, baby. Hot times. Get back to the action show. Yeah, it's about the moments. It is. It is. I mean, so I said for Mania this past weekend. Yeah, it was a good show, but man, just as always for any show, could have been better. You know, of all the matches, I still thought, 5, 6, 7, 8 matches at a max. So basically half, a little less than half of the whole entire card, was the key main, focal points coming out of the weekend. Well, I'm going into, and that's how it sort of played out. So, leave it at that. I mean, in the rear view now, they're on the road to Backlash, on the road next year at WrestleMania. The big question is, well, honestly, even though, for, not necessarily the most part or an extent, because we don't, even though we do, it's hard to explain. Like, if you know, like, with what's been going on. Just with who's in charge and, who's calling shots and who's getting final say and, what they do here, what they do there. I mean, I guess as long as it makes sense, in the long run, they've been doing a damn good job, I've thought, recently of some long-term booking, long-term storylines. And we'll see where it goes from here, because once again, it's their company. That's the thing, once again, too, top of all this. They know we're going to watch. They're going to do what they want. Okay, that's what I said earlier. Said before, too. The only way to let them know, like, hey, this sucks, is don't go and don't watch. Like, just don't. You're going to bitch one way or another. I get that, but it ain't going to matter. It's going to fall on deaf ears. Because they've said time and time again. Triple H said on Monday night. Gonna say tonight too, probably. It's gonna be the same WWE as you know it. Well, which WWE as we know it? The one, once again, we've seen recently, or the one that we know it really to be? Or can we find some common middle ground and work from there? Because that's what it feels like it's going to be for a little bit until it gets, to whatever point they're, going to take us in. Leave it at that. Just, I get, some shit ain't supposed to make sense, but when there's a big stockpile of it, more so than needs to be, and then you don't want to do anything about it, then that's a problem, It's like, take a look in the mirror. Add some more, color to your hair and, grow something else on your face. So, Women's tag team match next. Once again, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Natalya, Shotzi Blackheart. They come out to Natalia's music, but they ride Shotzi's tank. So they have women's tag team titles, but they don't have true women's tag teams. That's been their problem for years now. Yet they, still do it. Just is what it is. What can you do? Once again, shit doesn't make sense, but here we are watching. So they advertised for Raw this week. Yeah, that's right. Liv and Raquel do. They are going to challenge Becky and Lita for the women's tag team titles. So maybe if Natalya and Shotzi win this, and then if Liv tag made and Liv and Raquel win on Monday, maybe then there's a tag team match with those two later. But in the long run, it's going to be Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler winning the tag team titles. So match starts, big shoulder tackle from Raquel to Natalya. Natalya landed awkwardly, holding her face, but then also landed on her ankle on the ring apron. A little weird it looked like. But then there was, the big shoulder tackle, tag made, and then the suicide dive there, and then Natalya, hopefully she's okay. She's still laying ringside, but Shotzi and Raquel legal here. Swinger. Shotzi might be by herself here for a little bit, unless, in the meantime, Natalya has worked her way back to her corner, so she's all right. Okay. She did land awkwardly, it looked like, on a ring apron. And that's a small space, to work with to begin with. And drop kick from Liv out of the corner. She says howdy to Shotzi with a DDT. Cover. 1, 2, and then Natalya breaks it up. And Natalya gonna pull Shotzi over to her corner, literally tag herself in, so now it's Natalya and Liv Morgan. Liv gonna get suplexed by Natalya. Actually, Liv rolls it through, cover up, 1, 2, roll it through, 1, 2, roll it up again, 1, 2, kick out. And there's a suplex. Nice big clothesline, another cover, 1, 2, Raquel breaks it up, match continues. Shotzi, alright, all hell's breaking loose now. Crowd is fucking dead. They do not give one shit about this match. They are silent as can be. Tag made. So Shotzi and Natalya going to work together here against Liv Morgan. They roll that through, botched it. But, alright, whatever. And off the ropes. Raquel comes out of nowhere. And then Liv and Raquel going to work together. There's a DDT. And then off the ropes. Come on, Jesus Christ. 1, 2, 3. You're going to fucking hit a DDT. Actually, 1, hit it right, and 2, actually fucking sell it. Like, I get it was right into the pin, but just stupid. Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez win. They'll take on Becky Lynch and Lita now on Raw for the women's tag team titles. 72 hours from now. And now we're backstage, and there's Madcap, Riddick Moss, and Emma. They're playing WWE 2K23 against, oh yeah, let me talk to you. WWE 2K23 against Xavier Woods, and LA Knight walks up. Snoop Dogg, Bad Bunny, Logan Paul. We're in LA, but no LA Knight. Can have a Los Angeles WrestleMania LA Knight, but we didn't get him. And Xavier's just playing video games. Might be filming some other content that'll be on other websites, but LA Knight complaining to Xavier Woods, so this will start a feud. This will have a match tonight, next week, coming weeks. Alright, Xavier Woods telling LA Knight, Eli Drake, hey, I'll beat you again. And then LA Knight grabs the PS4, PS5 controller and chucks that and breaks that. Game's paused in the background. And there's Triple H. It's time to play the game. From WWE 2K23 to the actual King of Kings, the Cerebral Assassin. Paul, Triple H, Levesque. Up next on Friday night SmackDown. So we'll see what he has to say. But that'll be next. It's probably going to be similar to what he said on Monday night. It might be something completely different. Might have him introduce somebody again, let alone him get interrupted by somebody. You know, we'll see. I don't know. I think, honestly, you know, it's to get that pop. It's to, you know, quiet, you know, some outside noise. Just keep people, you know, not flustered. You know, keep them, try to at least on the same page, in the same boat, on the same path, you know, but people are always going to have something to say. They're always going to be bitching about this or that. It is what it is. You know, they don't care. They do, but they don't. You know, because once again, they're going to do what they want. That's the thing, though. If only... Because once again, too, on top of all this, if it wasn't for Vince, we wouldn't have any of this. Okay, so back to that. But then you can see the difference when he's in charge versus when Triple H is in charge. Okay. And then, you know, with supposedly, reportedly, how Raw was run on Monday night to now here tonight. That's why I've been saying, like, who honestly knows? Like, you just got to let it play out, give it some time, and then go from there. And if it, you know, is steady and it's okay, then, well, people are still gonna be bitching, but it's good. It's you know, as it's been for the most part. There's always gonna be a dud every once in a while. I get that. But then if it really goes downhill, then they're really gonna be complaining, and there's really gonna have to be some sort of change. Even though there won't be. You know there won't be. You know, that's once again, it's gonna fall on deaf ears. That's why I always keep going back. I'm surprised when it's taking me an hour to say it tonight. On all from last weekend too. Just go back and watch CM Punk's pipe bomb promo from over a decade ago. You know, that should fill you in for this or that. So, did you know for WrestleMania 39 they went Hollywood? They had over 800 million social media views as they went swinging in Hollywood, and the Prime bottle got splashed. But Luke 123 for 10% off of Rogue Energy, link in the description below, and it's time to play the game. Behold the King of Kings. Get on your knees. And there he is. Triple H. As we're going to bow down. But he still technically is the COO, the Chief Content Officer. WWE Hall of Famer Triple H. Too sweet. But here we go. We'll see what he's got to say. Hopefully it's a little different, you know. I don't think we want to hear the same old, same old. But that's probably what it's going to be, unfortunately. We'll see. As he'll pose in the corner and trying to get the crowd pumped up. A little odd once again. He just walks up the steps, into the ring. I get the suit and tie. It's been like that for a while now for him. And then he still wrestles, but he can't wrestle anymore. But, there's no near side on the ring apron, no water bottle, but he's got a mic in hand. And he's always been good in that regard, so we'll see what he has to say here. Hashtag SmackDown. Triple H on Friday night SmackDown. First time in quite a while. First time he was on Raw in quite a while last week as well, I might add. Triple H chant from the crowd. So here we go. Tell you what. That'll never get old. Well, yeah. You want to live in the moment, and hey, if they're cheering you, good, but bad publicity is also good publicity. And, get the people talking. More eyeballs. Tune in. What the hell's going to happen? Nothing in the world like WrestleMania. WrestleMania is WWE's biggest event of the year, once again. It's their Super Bowl. It's their Masters, if you will. It's their national championship game. Hearts are broken. Dreams turn to gold. Mania exceeded expectations, they said. Yeah. They broke numerous records. But, from all these other sports, name it. Their main championship, their main final. That's what the WWE's WrestleMania is. That's what, from January to March, April, Royal Rumble, whatever's in between, on the road to WrestleMania, and then you have Mania, and then it starts all over again. They're just touting Mania weekend, that's all they're doing. You name it, we broke it. Billion views before they sold for $9.3 billion, merging with the UFC. $21 billion company now under Endeavor. But one company, two entities, still doing what they want, still doing them. Building, looking towards the future. Triple H out here to talk about the future. Are you ready? So we'll see what he has to say now, talking about the future. Yeah, we're ready. Tell us. A few short weeks. Oh, WWE draft coming up. All right, when the hell's that? Future destiny of the WWE draft. Bigger than it's ever been before, they say. NFL draft in 3 weeks, so maybe that week. When it's all said and done, or maybe it's after Backlash. This draft will truly change the game as he stares down the hard camera. Speaking of changing the game, he's going to introduce us to somebody. Just that. Dominic Mysterio. Oh, no. Rhea Ripley. So Judgment Day is coming out. And then we'll get that tag team match with Dom and Priest taking on Rey and Santos Escobar. The Eradicator, Triple H introduces Rhea Ripley on SmackDown. But the big news is the WWE draft is coming up in a few short weeks. Didn't say exactly when, but the WWE draft is back. So they are going to have a draft a shakeup that's going to change the game, he says. We'll be on for that. We'll have to see officially when it is, but we'll be on for that. So be sure to tune back in. WWE Draft 2023. We'll see if it's a one-night, two-night thing on just Raw or just SmackDown. Probably both. It's been a while, about a year and a half since they had a draft, if I'm not mistaken. I was actually at that. Be sure to go check out those videos along with all recent videos and upcoming videos to be published live here on the YouTube channel. And once again, thanks for tuning in and watching. But Rhea Ripley coming out with the rest of the Judgment Day. There's Triple H, Too Sweet and Finn. He tore his calf last month. Still wrestled at WrestleMania this past weekend. Got his head busted open, I might add. Had to get a couple staples, to say the least, before he continued the match in losing effort against Edge inside Hell in a Cell. But he wasn't on Raw this past week because he got his head cut open pretty good. They'll probably be giving him some time off in the ring while he heals from a double injury, but then still keep the presence known that he's still there. There's Dom. You get a haircut? No, just the angle they had it looked like he got a haircut. But then there's Damian Priest as well, as they're all going to rise for the Judgment Day. But Rhea Ripley's the new SmackDown Women's Champion, so Judgment Day going to be on SmackDown, it seems like, moving forward. At least Rhea will be. And then with the WWE Draft, you would think for sure they'd be on SmackDown. April 1st, April Fool's Day. We were watching WrestleMania, of course, had a power outage with the weather the way it was. End up rewatching, finishing up night one of WrestleMania 39 from Saturday on Sunday afternoon before night two that Sunday night. And thanks for tuning in and watching then, along with on the Raw after Mania and once again tonight. But Rhea Ripley cutting a promo now on SmackDown. Hashtag SmackDown and share on social media. So we'll see what's next for Rhea. Rhea says, I think it's time everybody rises with the Judgment Day. Rise, damn it. Somebody's coming out. It's probably going to be the fucking tag team with Ray and then the rest of the LWO with Legado del Fantasma. And then Zelina. Let's talk about Edge, says Finn Balor. What kind of sicko needs to resort to splitting my head open? Well, he hit him right with a ladder. And then it was from about the top of his forehead back to the middle. And yeah, he got a lot of staples in his head. And then he announced on social media today he tore his calf a couple weeks back. And then still, went through with the match. And got to give credit to Finn Balor. Dom on the mic now. He's getting booed. But he's getting over in the process. Taking on his dad, once again, for a match, you just can't get any, thicker than blood, father and son. And WrestleMania, Ray did beat Dom, but Dom got over in the process, even with the loss. Ray literally whipped his ass in the ring. Yeah, have Dom grow out the beard. Have him grow out the goatee. Have him look like Eddie. Have him piss Ray off some more. Give us another match with that. Backlash, Money in the Bank, SummerSlam by August coming up. Yeah. Finn says, take your time, Dom. We're in no hurry. Let's piss him off some more. There's Mommy talking to Dom. You suck chant. Rhea tells them all to suck it. This crowd's hot now for the Judgment Day, booing them out of the building. Dom saying he held back at WrestleMania. He didn't do what he, really wanted to do. But he also got his ass whipped and his ass beat. Finn's forehead's a little bruised, I might add, as well. But, with being cut open and then putting, having staples put in your head, and then probably they took him out and put him back in, making sure, because they did it quick ringside. They probably did it, a good right way afterwards, due process, if you will. Making sure everything's clean, because you don't want that to get infected. But especially that close to the brain. But all right, Dom talking about this. They show up a highlight of what happened. Of course, Priest, the odd man out once again, but he's going to be tagging with Dom up against Ray and Bad Bunny, it seems like, in a tag team match at Backlash. Because then they show up a highlight of what happened on Raw this past week, I might add, as well. So then that gives Dom and Priest, some time here to build, to get used to tagging with each other. Because remember, we got a tag team match coming up here. Ray and the LWO are going to be coming out here a week after he was inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame last week. And then we'll go from there. Yeah, they put it as they were pissed at the Judgment Day for beating up Bad Bunny. Well, even though he's popular, sometimes I guess you just got to get put in your place, and they did that to him. They're selling off the injury. He's going to host Backlash. He's going to fight a Backlash, it looks like, a tag team match with Ray and Bad Bunny against Dom and Charlotte Caruso's favorite DP, and Damian Priest. He's apologizing for what I did to you. Yeah, I forgive you for making me do what I did. And now Booyaka, here comes 619, here comes Rey Mysterio, and then Santos, Legado del Fantasma, the rest of the LWO now, with Zelina as well, I might add. What the fuck kind of mask she have on? Looking like a fucking green Power Ranger. They're coming out. This tag team match is up next. So, got about 45 minutes or so left of SmackDown. That was tag team match. And then the main event. I don't think there's anything else. They go to break as soon as they come out. So, back to action once again shortly. Meantime, thanks for tuning in and watching. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. May 6th, WWE Backlash. They're going to Puerto Rico rather than where the Ravens flock. So we'll see what they, give us for Backlash. For the most part, probably going to be some rematches. And then the question is, as Triple H announced for the WWE Draft, hey, as his promo was a little different, even though it was similar, like, hey, we're still not going anywhere, but we got a WWE Draft coming. Is the draft going to be before or after Backlash? They didn't say, so we don't know. We'll find out, when we find out, when they tell us, but I would think it's going to be that week after. You know, it'd be May 8th into Mother's Day weekend. So we'll see if it's then or because if it's the week prior or the week leading into Backlash, that's a little too much, I think. But then they might even do it the week before that because the NFL draft, like I said, is coming up in 3 weeks. April 27th, 28th, 29th. You know, they could, have it on Raw and then go head to head with that Friday night of the draft with the second and third round. Which I don't know why you'd want to do that, but we'll see when it is. They announced the WWE draft, but they didn't tell us when it is. But we know the WWE draft's coming up, and this is sort of, around the time, it normally is. It's either in the spring or in the fall. It's either right after WrestleMania or right after SummerSlam. So give us a draft, and then these will be the 2 rosters on Raw, NXT, SmackDown. Bring up NXT for call-ups. But, I thought they didn't do it until after, words past couple of years, just a little bit here and there, just to get somebody over. But, we'll see if there's going to be any call-ups, any debuts, any returns. But who's getting switched? Or who's staying put? Who's going to be on Raw? Who's going to be on SmackDown? The WWE draft's coming up, just don't know officially when it's going to be. Because he did not say a date. He just said within the next few weeks, like shortly. But yeah, Backlash on May the 6th. So it's going to either be right before that. Hopefully it's afterwards. Because then that gives you, a couple of weeks to get to King, Queen of the Ring. Memorial Day weekend. Reigns 1,000 days. And then you're off all of June. But then July 1st, you have Money in the Bank. August 5th, you have SummerSlam. So we'll see. But next, we'll have a tag team match with the Judgment Day's Dominic Mysterio and Damian Priest taking on Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar, Legado del Fantasma, now all together in the LWO. And back from break. They now officially ring the bell rather than ringing the bell during the break and then, have the match halfway over by the time we get back to it and then probably take another break and have a fucking, 10, 15, 20-minute match. But, yeah, like I said, I believe this and then the main event is all they had left. The main event, Sami Zayn and Jey Uso. Yeah, says Michael Cole. It was supposed to be Rey and Dom starting off one-on-one here, but then Dom tagged out and tagged in Priest to booze. So it's Rey Mysterio and Damian Priest one-on-one in this tag team match on Friday Night SmackDown. Another tag made, Dom legal, and take on his dad here. Punching him in the gut. They might win this. Judgment Day might win this. But also, Rey getting the hot tag, 619 to finish it. Judgment Day had their segment before. I don't think they stand tall with a win afterwards either. The LWO win this. We'll see if we do get that tag team match at Backlash. Seemingly we will. It'll be Rey and Bad Bunny taking on Dom and Priest. So we'll see. But Dom beating up his dad. Of course, you have all of Legado del Fantasma ringside. You have the rest of the Judgment Day ringside as well. So this could get hairy, if you will. Quick. Kick out at 1. No, but even with Dom losing at Mania, he got over. He's been getting over, for God's sakes. I mean, talk about a heel getting booed out of the damn building everywhere they go because of the story they're telling with him and his dad. I mean, it's no doubt about it, 10 times better than what he was doing during COVID when they were, in the Thunderdome and then back on the road there for a little while. They had them team up together as a tag team, won at WrestleMania last year, and then this year at WrestleMania they're facing one another in singles, and Ray picks up the win. Santos tags in the meantime, and crossbody to Dom, knee on the backbreaker. Santos Escobar gonna pick up Ray and fling him into Damian Priest. 619 no, but then a double suicide dive to opposite sides of the ring in front of the entrance ramp, in front of the announce table. Ray taking out his son Dom, Santos taking out Priest, and ready, go. And Ray up on Santos' shoulders down as they fade to black and go back to commercial break. So get back to the action once again shortly.
Tag team partner brings him out like that. Otis is big. Otis is strong. But enough about my number one guy. Otis, tell him about me.
Tell him about me, a shoosh and a thank you.
Still uses the nightlight. Chad
Still uses a nightlight.
calls his mother. Oh boy, what an ugly cry.
Shoosh. Shoosh, please. A thank you. I can go for some candy right now. Easter is on Sunday, so there's that. I am a little hungry right now. I get something to eat after SmackDown ends, but tag team match continues, and like I said, I don't think there's anything else other than this and then the main event with Sammy and Jey Uso. Not unless, of course, they add something else in. Judgment Day took over the tag team match, they say, during the break. So they're in full control. Got about a half hour or so left to SmackDown here. Priest working Santos. Ray's going to get a hot tag against Dom. Trying to get the crowd pumped up. Santos punching back. Oh, come on. There's DDT. Cover. 1, 2. Kick out. Yeah. SmackDown still trending number 1. Dom's in here against Santos. Gonna drive him into the corner. Ray gonna tag in. No, not yet. Dom kicks him away. Santos reverses though, slams him down. Tag made. Here comes Ray against his son Dominic. Clothesline and a kick. Couple punches off the ropes. All right. Ray into the corner with a punch. Dom with a power slam. 1, 2, kick out. A couple minutes. "619" chant from the crowd. Dom gonna kick his dad in the gut off the ropes. Ray gonna reverse it, but then a roll up drop kick. Okay. Looked like there was gonna be a power bomb, but we don't get it. There's a drop kick ringside from Ray to Priest. And then Ray with a moonsault off the ropes, cover on Dom. 1, 2, kick out. Ray says it's time. 619. Drop kicks Dom in position for 619 now. Remember, Damian Priest is tag team partner, but then you have Rhea get involved, drag Dom down so he can't get 619. Zelina takes out Rhea now. Finn's still there, but I doubt he'll be getting physical. They're going to give him some time to rest. Even though he's, like I said earlier, about just the presence, he's still there, but just not going to be doing a hell of a lot. Yeah, Zelina might go after Rhea for the SmackDown Women's title for, a little bit here. If they're going to do something with the Judgment Day and the LWO, she would make sense. Why the hell not? Now Rhea is going to chase Zelina through the crowd. Priest gets thrown over the top rope. Dom back in, but then Ray gets him in position for another 619 here. Tag made, Santos legal, but Ray's going to hit a 619 in the meantime. That connects. Ray going to go up top, but then Santos has Dom up on his shoulders. Priest comes in, choke slam. Priest ain't fucking legal though, is he? Cover 1, 2, 3. Judgment Day wins, but I didn't think Damian Priest was legal. There's Ray with a drop kick, sending Priest ringside now. The LWO is going to stand tall in the ring. I didn't think Priest was legal, but obviously they say he was. Whether he was or wasn't, Judgment Day does pick up the win. The 619 was hit. Santos then had Dom up on his shoulders. Ray was going to go up top, but then Priest got involved, and 1, 2, 3, and now Sammy walking backstage. Hey, asking somebody, have you seen Jey Uso? Point this way, so he's going to walk up to him. This is going to be what's before, well, they're going to fade to black. I say this is going to be what's before the main event match. They're going to have a discussion. They're going to talk, and then they're going to have the match. If they're even going to have the match, maybe they just fucking talk. Surprise, did you miss me? Here's a preview for Raw this Monday. Of course, Matt Riddle returned. Plus, we got the women's tag team championship match. So 2 matches advertised for Raw this week. And what else? Oh, after Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes, they're going to have more on that. What's next for Rhodes? So, commercial break. And main event coming up next, it looks like. We've got a half hour from the main event, unless they add in something coming back from break. Along with Sammy talking with Jay. Unless they're just going to give it a half hour to, be a damn good main event match with the two of them. Maybe some interferences at the end, like I said earlier, too. This is SmackDown. This is going to be it. Well, these last, 25, 30 minutes or so coming up. So, no, it's been a pretty damn good show compared to how I think people were probably thinking it was going to be tonight. Because even Raw, I thought Monday, was pretty good. First hour and a half or so was good. Took, 30 minutes or so off, then came back. But even with everything that's been said, who knows if, backstage they are looking at it this way or that way or not. I mean, Triple H announced tonight there's going to be a draft coming up shortly, sometime soon, within the next couple weeks. Just don't know officially when, whether it's going to be before Backlash or after Backlash. Backlash May the 6th, so there's a time frame on that, but still don't know officially when. But then, SmackDown night, you get a singles match in the main event coming up, a tag team match that just ended, a 6-man tag kickoff show. We'll see, if there, once again, is going to be a big, talking point out of the show tonight or not, as there was for Raw Monday. I think, there's going to be some sort of interference. There's not going to be a clean 1-2-3 finish. I wouldn't necessarily say DQ by any means, but just something's going to be out of whack. Something's going to happen. Reigns ain't advertised, but he could come out, spear Sammy, but miss and then spear Jay. That leads to that. Solo's in a good spot. They need to get his ass over more so than they need to get Jimmy or Jay's ass over. Usos are already over, okay? But you could also have, the wise man Paul Heyman out there with Solo, remember with what was said backstage earlier. But then, Jimmy to get involved, Owens to get involved. We'll see what happens, but that's where we're at. SmackDown, when the 2 hours of SmackDown is good, it flies by. Tonight's been pretty quick. When it's bad and it's, slow as molasses in wintertime, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, then it drags. Same thing with Raw. Like, I said that on Monday night, and then it did take half hour or so off before it came back. Here we have less than a half hour left, so I don't have to eat my words again, but that's what Raw's 3 hours, sometimes should be 2 hours. SmackDown's been 2 hours and will stay 2 hours, but there's a SummerSlam promo. They show off the graphic for the first time on TV. Oh yeah, the priority passes, the travel packages just went on sale. They're available now. But next week on SmackDown, all right, got a match flow, a little preview for next week. What do we got? Ooh, Shinsuke Nakamura. And the King of Strong Style seemingly going to be returning to SmackDown next week. Come on. Didn't he return on the SmackDown after Mania last year, seemingly going to go after Roman Reigns, and then nothing ever came out of it? Next week on SmackDown, Shinsuke Nakamura returns. You could still have him go after Reigns. Why the hell not? They haven't done that yet. Shinsuke really hasn't been doing a lot in the WWE the past year or so. He hasn't. Up next, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso. Last wrestled the Great Muta back on New Year's before he was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame last week, even though he never wrestled in the company. Sammy finds Jay backstage. They're going to have a talk. You don't want to talk? It's fine. One thing I got to say, though, before we go out there. Good luck. Same thing I've been saying for months. There's a way out of this. Sammy's going to try to get Jay and then Jimmy and then Solo to leave Roman. is what he's going to try to do.
Guess what happened at WrestleMania? We took those tag
You know, we took the tag team titles from him. The bloodline is crumbling. Trying to tell you, you know, can you see through it? Or are you just going to stay still? And then are you going to go down with it?
any second. Man, it's all. If you don't see it by now, hey, if I'm gonna keep beating sense into you,
Yeah.
I'll do it. You want me to beat
Beat sense into you? Well, there's only so much you can do, though, too. You know, whether you're beating a dead horse about it or not, there's still only so much you can do. You know, because if they're just not going to learn, well, then tough shit. You know, at least you tried. Oh, shit. Now we got with Sammy and Jay backstage. Somebody just got attacked, it looked like. Yeah. Kevin Owens just got taken out by one of the... they're going to write Owens off of TV for a little while. He's holding his left leg. One of the carrier trunks backstage for production lands on Kevin Owens. Left leg, get the trainer. They're going to check in on Owens as they go back to commentary. But Solo is the culprit. They're saying Solo's the person of interest. As we the ones throw him up, here comes Jey Uso. Down since day one-ish. Day one, bitch. So Sammy gonna have to go out and fight Jay even without Owens now getting attacked. So then, you know, Sammy's by himself. Does he get help from somebody else? Does Jimmy get involved and, you know, tell Jay to, which I don't know why he would, he'd be by his side, or Solo, or Heyman would be the swerve to join with Sammy KO, or if Sammy's just going to have to fight by himself. But then there's Reigns, or maybe they just fucking beat up Sammy on SmackDown. You know, that might be how the show ends. Sammy just gets shit beat out of him, just like Cody did by Lesnar and Raw. We'll see. We got about 20 minutes. Yeah. Up next, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, main event for Friday Night SmackDown. It's 9:38. SmackDown ends at 9:58, though, not at 10 o'clock. Before then the local news comes on. So we got 20 minutes. Go to break. Come back. We'll have Sammy's entrance. We'll have the match start. They'll give it a couple minutes. Then they'll go to break. One final time. We'll come back. Have the finish. Let me know in the comments below how you think SmackDown's going to finish tonight. And just as always, once again, thank you for tuning in and watching my WWE Friday Night SmackDown live watch-along reactions, live right here on YouTube. As always, I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cohen Luke 96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Thumbs up button, share hashtag WWE, chat questions and comments, super chat, super sticker, super like, super thanks. Always greatly appreciated. As this video is powered by Rogue Energy, be sure to use the code Luke, that's LUKE 123 for 10% off. Link in the description below. And now they release the date for the WWE draft. They tweeted it. As Triple H only said that in a couple of weeks, the next WWE draft will go down. Reported, though, that the next WWE draft will go down in May. Current planned date for the upcoming WWE draft is May the 8th in Duval, Jacksonville, Florida. AEW country. WWE going to have the draft May the 8th, followed by then potentially that Friday night also on SmackDown, I might add, which would be leading into then Mother's Day weekend, which would be from the 8th, the 9th, Tuesday, 10th, Wednesday, 11th, May the 12th, May the 8th and May the 12th for the WWE Draft. And that is tentative. That's not official. But that'll be right after Backlash. That'll be the Raw after Backlash. So we'll be on for that. So be sure to tune in that Monday night, May the 8th. If that is in fact when the next WWE Draft is, that's when we'll be on live watching it. So be sure to tune in. And then if it's some other time, be sure to tune in then. Just whenever the hell the WWE Draft is, be sure to tune in live or here on YouTube for live watch on reactions. So yeah, looks like May the 8th, right after Backlash, for the 2023 WWE Draft. Real football, real fans is back. All right. But preview for Raw. Once again, the women's tag team titles on the line. And then next week on SmackDown next week, we'll have LA Knight and Xavier Woods one-on-one. All right. Next month is Backlash. Nakamura is returning on SmackDown next week, I might add as well. There's the Backlash graphic. They're doing a lot tonight. They are. I mean, they're moving past WrestleMania. You got to start somewhere. But then, yeah, WWE Draft. Not set in stone, but looking like May the 8th. That's 4 days after May the 4th. May the Force be with you. Jey Uso in the ring, getting ready to take on Sami Zayn here. Sami back in gorilla position, going to get interviewed by Kayla Braxton. Kevin Owens in medical getting checked out. Owens ain't going to be available for Sami. So Sami's going to be all by himself. Jey Uso ain't the only one that is going to find out something about a problem getting solved now. That's right, because back to what Heyman said to Solo earlier. Yeah. Here comes Sami. He's the one half of the tag team champions, but they're having him come out without the tag team titles. Actually, he does have them both on. Never mind. He has them on underneath the sweatshirt. Yep. University of Nebraska in Lincoln. It'll be in Cornhusker country. I want to come right back here to Happy Valley. Have a hey WWE, have a Monday Night Raw. Have a Friday Night SmackDown. Rather than a damn house show once, maybe twice a year. Every once or 2 years at that matter. Why don't you have a TV? Why don't you have a Raw or SmackDown? Hey, AEW, why don't you bring Dynamite right here to Penn State? If you can go to Lincoln, Nebraska, if you can go to Columbus, Ohio, if you can go to all these other, Big Ten college towns, you can come to Penn State as well as they do. But I'm saying for TV, for Raw, SmackDown. It's been almost 20 years since they've been right here in Happy Valley for TV. So there's that. But meantime, bell rings, match underway. Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, one-on-one on SmackDown in the main event. Jay get a new tattoo? Yeah, he did. Jay now has, with his tattoos he's had, got a palm tree coming up his left side on his ribs, it looks like, along with, can't make out what the rest of it is. It might be a whole batch of palm trees. I see one, but there's something else coming down the other side, like opposite of it. He might have got some touch-ups too on his main ones, because they do look a little darker at night. Notice that, unless it was just the lighting backstage. Yes, Jay's got a new tattoo on his left ribs. Off the ropes. Shoulder tackle by Jey Uso. We the ones, throw him up. Off the ropes again. Sammy with a takedown on the reversal. And then Sammy with a punch. Off the ropes, Jay holding on, Sammy push him over. All right. Sammy gonna go with the Champions t-shirt, since they've, of course, won. Now here comes Solo walking out. Sammy was about ready to suicide dive, jump over the top rope to Jay in front of the announce table, but out walked Solo. Main event continues. Sammy's outnumbered. Kevin Owens in the trainer's room, and we got about 10 minutes left of SmackDown, so what the hell is going to happen? We'll see. But, yeah, that's that. Been a good show tonight. Thought both shows this week were good. I did, even though Raw did take a turn there for a little while, came back with a good ending, even though people were pissed about it. You just can't have Cody win right off the bat. You can't. Even though, because you can, what are you going to do afterwards? You know? And then I saw somebody say this week, too, that, well, the shot, for him being in AEW, they weren't going to have a former AEW star, even though Cody's been in the WWE for, and then he returned to the company, And then main event WrestleMania a year later, win their main championship, against who they've built up over the past couple years. Which that makes sense, but it also doesn't. It's like, all right, whatever. But, you don't really want to look into it that much. But still, yeah. Especially with, once again, Reigns being booked the way he has to this point, and then you have him lose, other than whoever beats him is a bigger star then. Talk about massive star. Huge, if you will. You look back on it after he loses, it's like, well, what the fuck, was this for? What was the fucking point? Unless it's because of that reason. Cody's one of many who could beat him. Who haven't, though. Okay? It's just the timing. It's not now. And it might never be ever, But once again, no doubt about it, Reigns is the undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion. They need to split the titles. Or they need to introduce a new title. They could do one or the other, let alone both, at the WWE draft, for all we know. I think it'd be a good idea to introduce a new title during the upcoming draft. Cody wants the WWE title rather than the Universal title. He wants what his dad never won. The late great American dream, Dusty Rhodes. Talk about hot times, baby, hot times. Yeah. They could have Cody just beat Roman for the WWE title after, he gets 1,000 days. Have that happen at Money in the Bank. Have that happen at SummerSlam. You don't need Cody to win Money in the Bank. You don't. The story's already there. Okay? I said this last weekend. Have somebody else win that then. We'll see what happens. But there's just a little insight to all that. Because, I mean, no doubt about it, the best story in the WWE the past year has been the Bloodline. What Roman Reigns has done the past almost now 3 years, almost 1,000 days coming Memorial Day weekend, King, Queen of the Ring, be 1,000 days on that very date, May the 27th. Have Roman Reigns become king, for God's sakes. Have him get 1,000 days. You know, they'll have King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring, Money in the Bank. You know, you have 2 back-to-back shows, you know, to propel, you know, after the draft, I might add as well, with who's going to be on Raw, who's going to be on SmackDown, in prime position, you know, to be a guy or a girl, you know, a poster boy, poster girl of the company. The number one talent, the not necessarily champ, but, you know, in waiting as well. So we'll see what happens. But back from break in the meantime, main event continues. Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, one-on-one, Solo Sikoa ringside. If Owens ain't coming out to help Sami, then who is? Because Owens are going to say he's hurt with what happened backstage earlier. Jimmy could come out, like I said. Solo's already out there. I think Reigns could come out. You know, spear goes sideways. Sammy's probably just going to get beat up to end the fucking show. Or he's going to stand tall and they'll stare each other down like, hey, I beat the Bloodline by myself. So, got a couple minutes here. And then that'll do it for SmackDown here tonight. So, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, one-on-one. Main event Friday Night SmackDown here tonight. How many times I gotta tell you? Huh, Sami, how many times? Jey cussing out the crowd. Now cussing out Sami. And then Sami reverses Jey into the corner. Alright. Gonna go for a cannonball, or is he gonna tell him to get up and hit a Luba kick in the corner? Yeah, he's waiting for him to get up. Here comes the Luba kick. And then Jey moves out of the way. Jey, quick roll up. 1, 2, kick out. And Blue Thunder Bomb. 1, 2. Jey kicks out again. Solo Sikoa. Sami chant. This is how we do it. Yeah, Jey got a couple new tattoos. Palm trees, looks like, on his left ribs. Jey with a kick. Sami trying to hold on up top. Solo still ringside here. Vertical suplex off top rope. Sami trying to fight back. Yep. Sami's gonna roll it through, land on his feet, and powerbomb him here, it looks like. Headbutt from Jey. Sami falls down on the ring apron. Alright. Ref trying to get Jey back, but then Solo with a spike to Sami when the ref wasn't paying any attention. Sami gets rolled back in, and then Jey's with Sami off the ropes, drop kick, cover, 1, 2, 3, and Jey Uso beats Sami Zayn because of interference from Solo Sikoa. We still got a couple minutes. We still got 4 minutes. They either finished early or they finished early for a reason for the bloodline here. Just Jey Uso and Solo Sikoa to beat up Sami Zayn. Solo gonna help Jay up. It's the Usos. We the ones, throw them up. Yeah, so Owens gets beat up backstage. Now they're just going to beat up Sammy in the ring. Somebody could still come out to help them, but I don't know who it would be. So I said, SmackDown's probably just going to end with Sammy getting beat up. Win or lose, and he lost. So he's going to, double up in that category. Ref telling Jay, hey, couple minutes. Keep beating him up. Jay's going to beat him up here in a second. Actually, oh shit, Jay's going to hold Solo back from spiking him again, and now Jay and Solo are face to face. So then Solo's going to be by Roman's side, Jay and then Jimmy potentially going to be against odds, butting heads with Roman Reigns. Jay chant from the crowd. Jay telling Solo that's enough. But then Jay proceeds in the meantime to super kick Sami Zayn. And then he laughs. Go get the chairs. So rather than two spikes, we get a spike, a super kick. Solo now, the steel chair. Now here comes Matt Riddle. Okay, Riddle coming to the rescue. Riddle with a kick to Uso. Riddle with a knee to Solo. Riddle with another knee. Riddle came out to Miz. They're going to have a match now on Raw next week. But then Riddle coming out to help Sammy. This really doesn't make any sense. They really not have anybody else? Unless Riddle's just, they're going to shove him down our throats to get him back over. Hey, good guy. Just here to help out. Who knows? Owens might be hurt. Might just be giving Owens some time off, though, too. There's the closing credits. And that'll do it for SmackDown. As then afterwards, Jey Uso defeating Sami Zayn. They beat him up until Matt Riddle makes a save, and then they stare each other down. And then that does it for Friday Night SmackDown tonight. So that'll also do it for myself, your host, Encyclopedia Sports. Cool and Luke 96 live here on YouTube. So once again, thanks for tuning in and watching. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. WWE WrestleMania 39 now officially in the books, along with the Raw and SmackDown after Mania this week as well. We're on the road to WWE Backlash. That will be May the 6th. And then as Triple H announced on Raw, the WWE as we know it ain't going anywhere. Of course, following the sale with the UFC WWE merger under Endeavor. But then also tonight announcing that within the next couple weeks, seemingly right after Backlash from what we saw May the 8th and potentially May the 12th on Raw and SmackDown, the WWE will have the 2023 WWE draft. So we'll see what that's going to entail, and if it will, in fact, change the game or not under, Triple H being in charge moving forward, or, if Vince is still going to have some say on things. Only time will tell. We'll just have to see how it plays out and go from there. But coming up, we got WWE Backlash, WWE Draft, WWE King and Queen of the Ring, along with WWE Money in the Bank and WWE SummerSlam from now until August. I'll have more videos coming up soon, so keep an eye out for those. As always, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to social media. Links in the description below. But AEW in the meantime, they'll have Double or Nothing. They'll have Forbidden Door with New Japan Pro Wrestling. They just announced All In as well. Of course, All In was in September of 18, right before AEW was formed. Then they went Double or Nothing, and then they went All Out. So there's going to be a lot coming up in pro wrestling among all the other companies, I might add, as well, as we discussed earlier. But we thought 2022 was crazy in pro wrestling. 2023 might be even crazier. if it keeps up. We'll see. Yeah, WWE WrestleMania in the books, as the Raw and SmackDowns now after Mania are now as well. So coming up, WWE Backlash and the WWE Draft, followed by with Roman Reigns hitting 1,000 days as champion, king, queen in the ring, Money in the Bank at SummerSlam from now until end of summer. And we'll have content from all that live right here on the YouTube channel. So be sure to tune in. As always, I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Gwen Luke 96 signing off. Once again, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see everybody when I see you.